You're watching Goal.com's mid-season review, focusing on all the biggest clubs in Europe. And we'll go to Barcelona now, and probably only one place to start, and that's Lionel Messi. The guy's a machine, Matt. Latest goal-scoring record. Put it into words from a player's perspective, what he's achieved.
Well, quite simply, I think he's the best player I've ever seen. I think that's the bottom line. You know, the most important thing in football is scoring goals, and he does it on such a regular basis and makes it look so easy. You know, you can set up a session in training, 2 banks of 4, and say, right, you know, 3 or 4 strikers come and try and break us down, and it can take an hour to score a goal. Lionel Messi makes it look so simple. He goes past people at speed. His touch, his technique, his finishing, he scores all types of goals. Quite simply the best I've ever seen. A model pro as well. I think that's the thing I would say. His attitude always strikes me as being absolutely spot on. He gets kicked, he gets back up again. He plays through pain. He's just, for me, the best.
What is that down to? Is that down to his skill, or is it down to his attitude that he never gets injured? I mean, you went a long time playing consecutive games, and he does the same. Yeah, I think that, you know, as I say, I think he's probably had knocks and bruises along the way and played through the pain at times, but he's got that desire to play every game. I think too often nowadays you see players who are quite happy to get a knock, be out of the team for a couple of weeks, or be happy to be a squad player and miss matches and play, say, half the games. He wants to play every single game. He wants to break every record. He wants to be the best every year. I just think it's down to his total dedication and attitude. Pete, let's not forget, he's been used slightly more sparingly by Vilanova than he was with Guardiola.
Slightly. One of the bones of contention between Guardiola and Messi, although there weren't many, was the fact that Messi would never want to be rotated, even for throwaway cup games, as Barcelona would have them. And Vilanova has, you know, not been reluctant to substitute Messi on occasion, and that's just one of the ways in which Villanova's Barcelona differs from Guardiola's. I think there was a tendency to overplay things at times from Guardiola when he was at Barcelona last season. Sometimes they found it difficult to find solutions when they couldn't play through with their tiki-taka football. But I think from Victor Valdés and Gerard Piqué going forward, they're not afraid to miss out the midfield, which was unthinkable a year ago for a Barcelona team. But they do get the ball up to that opposition penalty area a little bit quicker this season. And
one of the other things with Vilanova rotating Messi, giving her rest, substituting him, is that Barcelona have to learn how to win games without Lionel Messi, because he's not single-handedly, they've got fantastic players, but he's been so important to them, and they need to cope without his goals. It's unbelievable that he broke Gerd Muller's record. Absolutely incredible. He's going to win the Ballon d'Or again in January. And for all the talk of Messi versus Ronaldo, I think we should just be really privileged that we're seeing 2 of the best players ever. Any other era, Ronaldo would probably be the best player in the world, comfortably on his own. And it's an absolute privilege to see them both playing in the same league even. It's absolutely fantastic.
There's not a lot going wrong with Barcelona, Pete, at the moment, really, is there? And I look at the notes, if you put into the internet Barcelona January transfer window, you probably wouldn't get many hits, because they're not really going to do anything either in or out.
No, but one of the problems I think that Messi will give you, and it brings us to the January transfer window, is that he tends to devour his competition for striking places. You saw Zlatan Ibrahimovic didn't last very long at Barcelona, and similarly David Villa, who's Spain's all-time top scorer, has been completely sidelined, first under Guardiola when he was moved to left wing, and now we can barely get in the team under Vilanova following his injury. So perhaps if he wants to maintain his fitness and if he wants to continue playing first-team football, David Villa could be one who needs to look elsewhere.
I think at the moment Barcelona are looking at buying squad players, as they did in the summer. There's no point in buying a superstar when you've already got Lionel Messi in the team. And also, they're not the big spenders. They don't spend as much as Real Madrid. They will try and haggle when they're trying to sign a big player like Gareth Bale, for example. In the summer, they just sign the players that just improve that squad that little bit. Jordi Alba and Alex Song, of course, who you played with.
Yeah, no, I mean, Alex Song is a very versatile player as well, which gives him options. You know, quite often he likes to have midfielders playing at the back as well, because they have so much possession at times, particularly at home where they kick the ball so easily. It's important that they've got people who can play at the back as well. They've done it with Mascherano. Alex Song is similar. He was a midfield player. He set up plenty of goals last year for Van Persie, but he's got that ability and that passing range to play at the back as well, and the nous as well, because he was a defensive midfielder at Arsenal, someone that always was analytical about his own game as well. You know, he would always try to improve himself. He'd get the video after every match. When I played against him with him at Charlton, after every game we played, he took the video home, analysed his game, was in on a Monday saying, how can I improve, how can I get better? He always looking to go that step further. Barcelona as a whole, I think that they're still favourites for the Champions League. I know they fell short last season. I think they're going to win La Liga, and I still think they're favourites for the Champions League.
All right, thanks, guys. Whatever happens with Barcelona, it's probably more world domination for Messi and not a lot of transfer activity. If there is, you'll find it at goal.com.